I just want to ask about Georgia, because you has strong links to Georgia. You were an advisor of Mikhail Saakashvili. And yeah, like recently in March this year, there was huge protest, pro-European protest and anti-Russian protest in Tbilisi that forced Georgian parliament to step back on the so-called so-called for foreign agents bill. And but at the same time there is the Georgian ambitions to join European Union is supported by more than 80% of Georgians, but there is a threat because Georgian leading party is Russia-backed party. So, and such developments are consequences of the defeat of Georgia in the war launched by Russia. And
and the lack of support of the West.
Yes. So my question is how we can ensure that it will not happen with Ukraine.
Because you will win.
Yes.
And what happened in Georgia? Georgia was and is still overwhelmingly pro-European nation. It's a consensus almost among Georgians. But what happened is that you had a very pro-Western government that was attacked by Putin in 2008. You have a country that was invaded, and not a single bullet was given to the Georgians. Not a single help was given to the Georgians. And that's why I decided to stay in Georgia, because I was shocked by the lack of support of Western leaders. I stopped being a journalist there because I was appalled by the reaction of the European Union. You have a sovereign nation led by a pro-European president, the main enemy of Putin at this time, before Zelensky took this role. But he was the #1 target of Putin, Saakashvili, at this time. And his nation is invaded, and what the European Union is doing is to send a Tagliavini commission to decide who is guilty for the war. And it concludes with a kind of draw. Yeah, I mean, Russian tank invaded Georgia, but Georgians were the first one to shoot in reaction. I mean, seriously? What do you think? If Russian tanks invade France, I do hope that French will be the first one to shoot, not to allow them to go to Paris without resistance, yes. And this is the kind of reaction that you had. So then, what it does when you have this kind of reaction, it puts friends of Europe in very difficult situation. You convince your nation to go on the European path. You are attacked by Russia because of it. You are invaded by Russia because of it. And the reaction of the European Union you want to join at this time, 2008, is to just dump you. Then, of course, at the end of the day, when you're confronted with Russian-backed oligarchs full of money, then you lose, and then you end up in jail. So the only way to avoid this is to win. Yes. And the second thing is that you have a different Europe now. So they are ready to support Ukraine, and they were not ready to support Georgia at the time, because they still thought that Putin was a partner.